Is it too technical for me to understand? Do I need coding skills? Do I need a degree? What exactly takes to understand and utilize the power of AI? And more so, how we are going to integrate that with Web3, because it's a very fine line of how we can use AI and Web3 together.
Yeah.
Yes?
Have you ever chosen to buy certain products primarily because of the way it looks and feels?
Wow.
Well, you're not alone. As consumers are often
Sharon, what's up?
appearance of a product is personal. So inventors must protect their creation using industrial design rights. This right protects product aesthetic and
Hi,
for a limited period of
How are
time.
you?
Product
I'm fine. And you?
can have industrial
Doing
design
amazing.
from phones and
Talk to us.
and containers. Also jewelry, electrical appliances, medical
I've
devices,
joined like right now. So, did you ask anything?
Yes, what are your expectations for this short class here?
Oh, yeah. Wengi.
Okay. Mhm. Amazing. What's your experience level with Web3? Okay. Okay. Fantastic. That makes sense. Great. So I'll just share my presentation, and I want this presentation to be very, very short and sweet. I don't want to waste a lot of time on the theory part of things. I want us to get direct into the practical side of things. And mostly, let me just set the expectations right for the masterclass. So, number one, we're going to have uh, a brief theory session on how to integrate what AI is, how to the use cases of AI in Web3, and then we're gonna go through the basics of prompt engineering directly on ChatGPT, and we're gonna have another. At the end of the session, we're gonna have Matthew present also the basics and basically how to set up generative AI using Midjourney. That's where we're gonna see us generate pictures. We're gonna see us generate a couple of things here and there with AI. And for the most, and then after that, we're gonna see. We're gonna. I'm gonna sending a form for those who want to learn more on AI. We're gonna have a free training, so you guys can register on that. And uh, I'm gonna see you on the other side, right? So Annabelle is streaming something. No. All right. So let me just share my screen. Can you guys see my screen? Yeah, please keep your mics muted, guys. Keep your mics muted before uh, as you join the call, unless you want to say something. I don't know if you can raise your hand here on Discord, but yeah, only unmute if you want to say something, ask a question, or have a comment, or something of that sort. All right, can you see my screen, guys? Because I have to come back now on Discord to ask you
Yes,
guys
we
if.
can.
All right, great. So if you can see my screen, then that's great. That means you can see the beginner's guide to artificial intelligence in Web3, right? So I'm not gonna go into the details of what exactly it takes for you to master the space. It's basically as I know most of you guys are beginners, so we're gonna go. I'm gonna be very, very deliberate on the things I talk about, very shallow and beginner friendly. So the aim right now is to basically understand what artificial intelligence is. And when you hear the word artificial intelligence, for me, I like to uh, make it very simple. Number one, it's artificial, right? But then it has this level of intelligence that is beyond human level, right? It's like a human on steroids. We are normally told that we utilize less than 1% of our brain. Now imagine this system that utilizes, let's say, 10% or 15, 20, 50% of our brain. What kind of a human being, what kind of a machine that is. So artificial intelligence uh, is basically that, right? You're having this system that makes sure uh, that does things in a superhuman intelligent way to make sure that things are aligned, and it helps remove the human aspect out of anything that you're doing, right? So in the near future, we are not going to have human beings doing everything. We're going to have majority of the workload outsourced to AI, outsourced using artificial intelligence, and we have very little to no human input, right? So we can, a good example is like what Tesla is doing with the self-driving cars. So at this point, it's not like fully fledged self-autonomous driven cars, but with AI, it's gonna help them to do that fully. To the point where now you can even sleep and you don't need to do anything with the car, and it's gonna do everything for you. So we want to get to that world, and we don't want to be left behind. The thing is, right now, you can see even this presentation, I did it deliberately on Gamma app so that I can show you guys the power of AI, right? So Gamma app, for those who don't know Gamma app, is a free software that helps you curate presentation. It helps you curate. You can even create a website. You can create a blog. You can do anything that's in written word using Gamma for free, right? The only thing that you'll have now to do, if you want to do now, they give you tokens. So if you run out of those tokens, you'll have to pay for the upgraded version to do. So becomes very easy to start creating presentation. You can create a presentation in less than 5 minutes by just giving it a few prompts. And that's where now the power of prompt engineering comes. You're going to see that in the next couple of uh, slides. Okay, so we've already defined what artificial intelligence is, because basically what we want to do is understand now how we are going to use that in the Web3 space to make money. At the end of the day, that's everything. That's the end goal, is to make money, right? So just a brief definition of Web3. I know you've gone through that the past 2 days. Web3 is basically the evolution of the current web version that we have, which is Web2. And Web3 emphasizes on ownership. So in Web2, a good example is TikTok, Facebook. When you look at the current social media platforms right now, I've been banned from TikTok twice, right? My account getting banned on TikTok twice. The reason why is because TikTok owns everything that you put on their app, and that's very well defined in their terms and conditions. They own everything. They have the right to remove your account whenever they feel like, for whatever reason. So what's happening is now we are seeing other platforms, other social media platforms coming out. A good example is Spotify and Audius. Spotify, the same. When you upload your songs on Spotify, they basically own the music. It's your music, but they have a certain access to your music that if they decide that you can't stream on Spotify, you are not going to stream on Spotify tomorrow, right? So Audius comes changes that. They ensure that the music that you're uploading to Audias is in form of NFTs, which you personally own and cannot be the ownership cannot be disbanded from you. And if Audius decides to close up, you will still have your NFTs as music and you can resell them in any other platform. So that is the power of Web3, right? You see the same when it comes to the same example of Spotify and Audius. The user gets, the owner of the music gets paid a certain percentage, right? In this case, when with Audius, when music as an NFT, right? You get to own the music, you can resell it, and you're still getting those rebates that comes from having and selling music in form of NFTs. I also understand that you've learned about the basics of NFTs, and if not, don't worry. We're gonna cover that by the end of the 2 weeks workshop that we have. And if you'll not have gotten that, we'll meet on 27th and 28th of at the end of this month so that we can uh, explain that now physically on ground, right? Okay, so now how are we going to use now AI, right, in this economy where people are owning stuff, where people are actually getting to see the sense of ownership, to feel that sense of ownership. Today, I was having a discussion with some Indian guy, and what he was telling me was uh, before he had traveled to Kenya before, and it was actually a pain in the ass uh, to convert his USDT because he has USDT in his wallet. So it was a pain in the ass before he found, sorry, it was a pain in the ass before he would have, the way how he would have spent his money from his bank account coming to Kenya. But now this time round, because he had USDT, it was very easy for him to cash out without having any friction with the bank, as well. So it was very easy for him to navigate and cash out his USDT, which gave him that gives him that freedom of using crypto. And crypto is basically the is what builds the Web3 ecosystem. Is the foundation of the decentralization and the ownership culture in Web3. Okay, so key concept of artificial intelligence in Web3, right? We have machine learning algorithms. This is basically where you are giving data to a specific model, right? So let's say you have a real estate business. Good example. So if you want to learn about your market really well, you can take all the data that you have gathered from your clients, right? Their age, their location, how much they are willing to spend, all these all this data that you have accrued over the years in your business. You can basically take all that data, uh, put it in a large language model, right? And it's gonna be able to make decisions and give you predictions of how your business can become better, right? Everything, losses, where you put your stop loss, all the data that was involved, even news, everything, what affected the market at this time. Put it all there, and then it will help you to predict the most likely beneficial trades or that are going to be profitable and what's going to be losses. So what that does helps you become smarter and have an edge over your competitors in your business. All big businesses right now at this particular point, they are all using machine learning algorithms. all of them, all the big companies that you know of, because it's when you grow so big at certain points, you get to understand, you get to see the value of this kind of uh, technology. But for small and mid-sized businesses, it's gonna be capital intensive, so it's not affordable for them. But right now, things are becoming even cheaper and easier. You can easily do this using like the platform OpenAI, which it has given us the playground where you can put in everything that you want, and it gives you access to it kind of gives you that perspective of what you would want to achieve if you cannot afford, doing the machine learning, building your own LLMs um, from scratch. Okay. Then number two is the natural language processing, right? So this is where uh, exploring how AI understands, interprets, generates human language, uh, and this is very, very useful when it comes to things like chatbots or controlled voice assistants like Alexa, right? Siri, Google, what is it called? Hey Google. When you for Android is Hey Google, for Apple iPhones Siri, and for chatbots is when you get to any website and at the bottom left of the website you see a small pop-up of a chatbot, right? And you basically it's the owner of the website who wants to communicate with you. So what AI does, it helps you be able to interact with the uh, with the website without having to interact with an actual person, but you feel like you're interacting with a real human because of how it has been programmed, be able to understand the human language, the conversational tone, and everything. And these are the things that you get now to learn deeper as you get deeper into AI. It's very easy to create chatbots these days. There are a lot of tools that you can use to do that. And those are the things we're going to be enlightening on the prompt engineering mastery training. Okay. All right. Computer vision, right? This is where now you get to utilize the power of AI to analyze and understand visual content, enabling image recognition and tapping application. This is where what now Tesla is using. This is what the new Ray-Ban shades by Meta is trying to accomplish. Where when you wear those spectacles, you can be able, if you see a building, it can be able to give you details of that building ASAP, right? So that is the power of AI. How that happens uh, is subject to definitely more understanding, but then this just give you the context of what AI can do. Okay, you can predict stuff based on your data that you've done before. You can be able to converse with it like a normal human being. That's what ChatGPT does, and you're going to get to ChatGPT very in a short period of time. And you can be able to recognize things using AI without the need of asking. Do you just imagine walking in town in a new place, and you don't have to ask anyone what where you are, because you can be able to identify where you are based because of AI. Amazing, right? And then lastly is of course reinforcing learning. So reinforcement learning. This is whereby when I was watching a video by Tesla, and how they train their engineers on the cars that they're building is basically using AI. All right, and also that comes into the power of the metaverse as well. So you're kind of in this virtual world, and utilizing AI can help you. You can be able to dismantle a whole car in the virtual world, be able to see all the different parts, be able to see how to integrate different parts. The same even with medicine. We're seeing instead of students to actually going in a morgue to see to learn how to do this stuff. Okay, they actually have a virtual human body, and and they can be able to rip it off and they can see everything inside. And it's easier that way. It's easier, more interactive, it's better to do that while, and that's thanks to the help of AI. And then when you're talking about AI agents, this is something that's gonna be very, very, very huge going forward, because you can imagine when you have an AI agent, this is basically a digital clone of you, right? So, for instance, if there are emails that you send every single day, the AI agent can go and see what you're doing. You can program it to do exactly what you're doing without you being there, and seems like it's you who's doing it, right? Because you can basically give it your tone, how you like, how you've been doing it, give it previous emails, how you've been conversing, and it can be able to generate similar kinds of emails to do it on your behalf. Guys, these are still things under development, but there are people who are already doing it right now, and those are the things that you also get to learn when you get deeper and deeper into the AI world. Okay, I think we are done with the key concepts. Now, as we said before, the relevant examples in artificial intelligence in Web3, we're talking about chatbots. These are things that you have seen on every website. Most websites have chatbots, and these days they are AI powered, where you just get to converse with the chatbot just as if you're talking to a customer service, and this reduces the cost for hiring customer service agents for companies in a huge way. And this is a very nice solution for businesses, especially online businesses who have a lot of customers coming in for inquiries or problems, to solve, like especially SaaS businesses, e-commerce site, whatnot, right? Personalized recommendation. This is where now we're talking about, after you've given this model, language model, your data, it can help give you specific recommendations based on the data that you've given it. So, for instance, if you like uh, certain type of food, right, and uh, you've already fed the AI that you love this kind of food. So when you go to a new town, it can recommend to you the type of restaurants that you should go to get the specific type of food that you want, right? And that makes sense for sure. Voice controlled assistants, as we said, that's where Alexa comes in, that's where Hey Google comes in, that's where Siri comes in. And using AI, they can be able to help you. They can be able to help you digitally to accomplish a couple of stuffs. If you ask Siri to play certain music from YouTube, it's gonna do that for you. And that's more of like the AI agents, but now AI agents uh, are voice controlled assistants on steroids for sure. And then, of course, the image recognition and tagging. That's basically where we're talking about the Ray-Bans from Meta that can be able to identify different objects and images based on what they are, based on the data that has been given to it over and over again. So, having said that, that was the boring part, the theory part of things, um, showing you the possibilities of AI agents. I'm gonna experience the basics and introduction to prompt engineering. And prompt engineering is where you get to interact with AI models and give it instructions so that it can give you the exact output that you want. Okay. So I normally like to see prompt engineering as talking to a kid. If you are explaining something to a kid, You cannot explain something to a kid if someone as if you're talking to someone who really understands what they're doing. You have to really give elaborate explanation. You have to give examples. You have to use visuals if possible, and that's the power of ChatGPT. That's what ChatGPT can do. By show of hands, is anybody here who um, who has never used ChatGPT? Is there anyone here who has never used ChatGPT? Just type on the chat and say, I've never used. Hmm? Nobody. So everyone here is tech savvy. Everyone has used ChatGPT. Amazing. How many of you have ChatGPT Plus? How many of you pay for ChatGPT? The 20 bucks. How many? If you do pay for ChatGPT, just type in the comment section. I want to see. Nobody. Are you guys telling me that nobody pays for ChatGPT here? So that means that you guys don't use ChatGPT enough to be able to see the value of paying for it. Now, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. And as we're going through that, make sure that you guys take a screenshot of the screen, go spread the word on Twitter. Make sure that you tag me, tag Meta Club, tag Crypto Hub, tag everyone that's anyone that you know in this call. Okay, make sure that you go tag us and say whatever good words you have for us about the event. And for those who don't have crypto yet and want to experience their first, they want to have an experience of what crypto is, Yellow Card is giving us very nice um, uh, deposit bonus of around $2. That's like 300 shillings for free, right? So if you can use the Yellow Card link provided in the chat section, Matt, I think you can provide that, and then people can go directly and sign up for Yellow Card, and you can get your first deposit bonus, just like that. All right. So now let's just get right into ChatGPT. I want to show you now that you guys have not paid for ChatGPT 4. I want to show you the difference between ChatGPT 3.5 and ChatGPT 3.4. So anytime you open ChatGPT, you're gonna see on the left here is gonna be your history of what you've been looking for, what you've been doing, so that at least it gives you your history, right? From since you started, right? Since you started using it, it always gives you your history. So you don't have to worry about what you started some time back. Okay. So on your top bottom left, you see your profile there, and you come to settings and beta. Okay, you can see a couple of settings. You can set your theme to dark or light. I'm just going through this real quick for those who have never set their ChatGPT. You can turn on plugins, advanced data analysis, you can turn them on. Data controls is basically where you can delete your account, or you can also, if you don't want to see the chat history, you can just remove it right here. Okay. All right. Now, having said that, now I want us to go directly to the examples of prompting, because there are different types of prompting. But right now, I want to focus on showing you the difference between 3.5 and ChatGPT 3.5, which is the free version. Okay, anytime you get ChatGPT, you're gonna see ChatGPT 3.5. See, this is the free version that OpenAI gives you, and then there's ChatGPT 3.4 that you get after paying for the $20. If you pay $20 a month, that's around 3,000 Kenya shillings. You get to enjoy the full-blown um, experience of this amazing large language model. It's really, really amazing. Okay. So one thing you should know as well is that ChatGPT is capped to data until September 2021. So not September, sorry, until 2021. Okay. So anything above 2021 data is not any data above in 2022, 2023 currently is not included to what ChatGPT is doing right now. But when you hover here on the ChatGPT side, you're gonna see here, there's this option of browse with Bing, which is in beta phase, still under trial. What this means is that, see, Bing is an up-to-date search engine by Microsoft. Uh, so if they be able to enable that, that means that now it's gonna be easier for them to incorporate the new data, utilizing the language model by Bing. So they're gonna have utilized the up-to-date data since the one that's not included here from 2022 and 2023. Okay. Okay. So just let's just get right into it. Okay. So let me use a very good example. I know most of you are gonna relate to this. Okay. Let's say we want to import, we want to buy a car. Okay. We want to buy a car. We don't know how much it's gonna cost us. You've asked a couple of friends, they don't really know. You've asked a couple of brokers, they're giving you ridiculous prices. Now you want to know, you have to have an estimate. Or before you talk to a broker, you want to have at least an estimate of what it's gonna cost you and everything, right? Of that sort. So let's say how a typical person comes to ChatGPT will be like, hey, how much is let's say Toyota Vitz, okay? And mind you, we are using ChatGPT 3.5. I want us to note the differences in the models, and we're gonna see that very, very elaborate. Okay, how much is Toyota Vitz? So just like that, it tells you, it gives you, of course, an estimate of the price, and you can see it actually reminds you that this is knowledge up to September 2021. So things have changed definitely by now, right? Okay, say let's say how much will it cost me to import the car? See, now when I say that how much will it cost to import the car to Kenya from Japan? Okay, I don't have to say it's Toyota Vitz. It already remembers that it's Toyota Vitz, that it's in the conversation. And that's the beauty of ChatGPT. It's more of a conversation with someone real life. But then now you're talking to a machine, but it remembers. It has that memory to recall what you have been talking about. So I don't have to keep saying Toyota Vitz, right? But then you see, it has told us that we have to know the model, the trim level, the location, and everything. So we can say brand new, okay? And this is how a typical anyone would come and search, no experience with prompt engineering. You just right off the bat, you just typing what you want, right? To Kenya, Japan, brand new, let's say model sport. We want a sport model and we want year 2022. Oh, so you can see right there, it's gonna give me the everything that I need to do. It's gonna give me all the things that I should consider. But then, see, this is what I'm talking about now. What you input is what you output. Okay, and I want to show you now the difference between ChatGPT 3.5 and ChatGPT 3.4, ChatGPT 4. We have asked it how much will it cost, right? But then what it's telling us here is giving us a scenarios of the typical cost, but it's not giving us the actual numbers that we want. Now, okay, I just want to show you using the same prompts, very basic. Let's go to ChatGPT 3.4. Let's see the difference, if there's any difference using the same prompts. Okay. All right. So I just come here to new chat, and you see it has already saved this prompt on the left side right there. And then this time around, I want to use ChatGPT 4. Okay. So we're putting the same prompt. How much is Toyota Vitz? Can you guys see automatically? Can you see the difference between ChatGPT 3.5 and ChatGPT 4? We have it in a number format, which is very easy to understand. And it's the same prompt. How much is Toyota Vitz? If you go to the ChatGPT 3.5 version, now where is it now? Okay. Look, the same question, right? The same input. Look at the output, right? Of course, giving us the same kind of information, right? Depending on the model here, everything, right? But look at how it did the output, and look at ChatGPT 4, right? Now let's go to the second question and see, and I'm just gonna copy paste it so that we don't have anything different. We come here, we say now give us the cost. Okay, give us the cost. I want you guys to see what you're missing on ChatGPT 4, because ChatGPT 4, guys, is really nice. And once you start using it, there's no way you'll stop paying the $20, because it, it makes sense. And if you want to do anything serious with AI, you definitely have to pay for it. You definitely have to pay for it, right? And you're gonna see that in a minute. So I don't know if you can already see the difference. Okay, even with the display, the format, and everything. Okay, all right. So now it's not giving us the exact amount that we want. Same to the previous one. But now I want us to add another cost, but you can see now what I'm telling you the differences. Okay, even the presentation on how the output comes is very different. Now let's say how much will it cost me in total Kenya shillings to import the car. Let's see the ChatGPT 3.5 version. Oh my goodness. Now look at what's happening here. I've asked it to give me in shillings, but then it's giving me in dollars. Okay, it's still giving me in dollars. I don't understand why. And I also don't understand why it's not giving me the total, like it's supposed to break down the math for me. Okay, because the work of this thing is to make sure my work is easier. Now let's put the same prompt on ChatGPT 3.4 and see if it's gonna give us a different answer. This one has gone to an extent now of giving me in yens and dollars. Okay. Guys, can you see what's happening now? Can you guys see the difference between now ChatGPT 3.5 and 3.4? And you can see how basic I'm writing these prompts. This is typically how anyone um, would would write it with zero knowledge. So any one of you who has never used this can come and type these prompts. You can see the difference now, right there. Okay. So ChatGPT 3.4 gives you all the information that you need, including the prices, gives you the total. And because we asked it to give us in Kenya shillings, at the end of it all, you can see back then the shilling was at 110 to dollar. Right now we are trading at 153, a whole $40 difference. Okay, that's how much our currency is uh, devaluating. So to order a full and new model 2022 model for Toyota Vitz Sport model cost you 4 million shillings. So, and you can see on the 3.5 model, what does it tell us? It gives us vague answers, same prompt, vague answers, right? Doesn't give us total, doesn't give us in shillings. So you have to actually really be very good at prompting to be able to get the right output that you want in ChatGPT 3.5. Okay, so that's very basic explanation, guys, of uh, the difference between GPT 3.4 and 3.5. And I'm not saying this to be able to, I'm not advocating for you to, it's not like I'm promoting ChatGPT 3.4. All I'm saying is if you want accurate results, if you want better results, if you want to start making money with AI, if you want to start using ChatGPT 4 in your business or in your work, you have to get the quality. You have to get quality outputs, and for you to get quality outputs, you will definitely have to get ChatGPT 3.4. Okay, ChatGPT 4. And right now, they're actually even close to ChatGPT 4.5 or 5. I'm not sure which model is going to come, but they keep on evolving. And in the next couple of months, you're going to hear ChatGPT 5 is out. And if you've not mastered ChatGPT 4, it will be, you will be at a point where you need to understand that, because before ChatGPT 4, there was 3.5, there was even previous models. It keeps getting better. Hopefully, the next version is gonna be bigger, gonna involve current data. So that's the basic uh, difference between 3.5 and 3.4. And now I don't know what the time is. We have like very few minutes. If you have any questions, I would want to go through the basics of now some different types of prompt engineering. We can do, you know, a couple, unless we have any question here, guys. Do we have questions before I feel myself getting smarter? Really? Good news, everyone. All right. So any questions before we do some one or two examples of prompt engineering? If there's any question, you can just unmute. Yes. Yes, Luke, we can hear you. Yeah, that was very clear. So number one, I'm sure out of this group, um, probably all of you know about ChatGPT, but very few of you have taken your time to go and actually use it uh, for by to any capacity, right? So I remember my first time I heard about ChatGPT, it was 3.5. That was early last year, not early, late last year. And the only thing I did was write me a blog post on blah blah blah, basics of Web3. And the blog post it wrote, I went and into a plagiarism site, and it did not beat the test. It was very, very basic, very vague, but anyone could tell that this was not a human written blog. So, but what I came to realize is that it's the types of prompts that you put into it that determines the type of output. So, and that's where now prompt engineering comes to place, right? If you understand, the more you use these models, the more you get to understand what to input to get the right output that you want. Now, two, to answer now the questions on how to utilize it to make money, for sure, if you have not interacted with it enough, there's no way you can figure out how to make money with it. All right. So right now we are talking about me creating, let's say, for instance, a good example is creating content scripts, creating content calendars. It can give you exactly what you need without having to struggle to build it from scratch. What that does, it helps me create it helps me with the bulk of the work of the content planning, and it helps me focus on the actual creation, which increases my productivity and in turn increases my output ability. And the more content is out there, the more money on my side, right? And now the other way, the other easier way to make money with AI is now generative AI. And that is the part that Matthew was supposed to come in, right? Briefly, and give you a cool example of how you can generate images. If you've seen all the banners of Meta and everything, all that is generated by the AI. So uh, right now, everything you can, anything you want, you can do with AI. There are over 10,000 tools right now that AI have been built using AI to help us make our work easier. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna share, because of the purposes of time, I'm gonna share one of the, I'm gonna share this link right here. Mhm. It's a very short survey where you're gonna fill the form if you want to learn more on, you want to see the free training on prompt engineering. And this basically is mastering prompt engineering. Then after this course, we're gonna go through a test that's gonna get you, get you NFT certificates that you guys can use to actually get jobs with it. So I know the end goal of everything here is to make money. So if I can't show you how to make money, then there's no need of us even talking, right? So, but first you have to get the skill. Now I've already shown you the difference between 3.4, ChatGPT 3.5 and 3. And ChatGPT 4. So if you want to understand, um, if you want to now go deeper, we're gonna spend another 1 hour here talking about the different types of prompt engineering, how you are supposed to prompt, how not to prompt, the advanced way of prompting, because you allowed 4,000 characters on that ChatGPT 4, 4,000 characters. So for you to fill a whole 4,000 characters, that means you really know what you're doing, come up with such a huge prompt. But then uh, from there are a lot of use cases with prompt engineering. Let me give you one example just before I invite Matthew here. One example is PromptBase. PromptBase is a site where you can buy prompts. Is a site where you can sell your prompts. So if you're really good at prompt engineering, you can just come curate prompts and then come and sell them here. You can see. So for me, I've actually bought some prompts, and you can buy prompts from any, and they're very cheap. Actually, they're not that expensive. So let's say something like see, YouTube killer video script. If I want uh, if I want to create to have a prompt that curates for me nice video scripts, I can just come, instead of this for the lazy bones, okay? I can just come buy this prompt for $3. That's around 500 Kenya shillings, and boom, I have the prompt, right? You can see it even shows you how you can how it's gonna develop those ideas for you, and then you can reuse that prompt to do as many things as possible. Then from there, once you're good at prompt engineering, you can also come to this marketplace, and you can generate your own prompts, sell your prompts here. You can come, sell your prompts here, and watch some passive income coming in. So this for Midjourney, this for people for generative AI that Matt is talking about. I'm gonna show you in a minute, right? So it's basically you guys putting in a prompt and getting off very nice pictures, and you get paid for these pictures, right? So that's just one of the examples. We're gonna dive in deeper. Uh, for those who wanna dive deeper, again, the form is right there on the chat. Make sure you fill the form. We're gonna get back to you on your emails, right? Okay. Any questions as Matt prepares to share his screen? I think for me, we are pretty much done here. Any questions? Any questions, guys? No questions? That means everything was clear? Great. So if you want to learn more, right, we want to get deeper now into the prompt engineering realm. If you wanna get to see how you can make money with uh, prompt engineering, make sure you fill the form, and we're gonna get back to you. All right. Apart from that, make sure you screenshot the session. Go on Twitter, tag Meta Club, tag Kimani Capital, tag Crypto Hub. Make sure that you see what you've learned today, right? And we're gonna appreciate that really much. And for those who have interaction with crypto or want some free $2, there's also a link to Yellow Card that is gonna give you the $2 signing up bonus, and you're gonna get your first crypto for free. Alongside that, there's also the spatial link. So for those who want to experience the metaverse, who have never experienced the metaverse, we're going to have a meta party after this session. So there's a link there called spatial. So if you have a laptop, doesn't matter what kind of laptop, you can get into the metaverse. And boom, we can have some watch party there and see one or two things in the metaverse. Okay, so having said that, Matthew, are you ready, or we can hang up? Okay, please share your screen ASAP. I don't want you guys to. I don't want to keep guys here more than the time that you're supposed to be here. It's supposed to be a 1 hour session. Thank you guys for your patience. So Matthew is gonna take you through the generative AI part of things, just showing you how you can put basic prompts to give you very nice images that you can reuse for anything that you want. Your business is basically they give you all the rights to use the images. But unfortunately, I don't think Midjourney right now is free. Is it, Matthew? They removed the free version. Am I right? Yeah, yeah. I think they removed the free version. You have to subscribe right now to get the images. They already proved their value, but I think it's just $10. It's 1,500 Kenya shillings every month. So if you can be able to generate pictures that can pay you, right? Those are the things we are gonna see. We're gonna teach you on the prompt engineering mastery course. So make sure you come in through, and we're gonna get you to understand how to do these things professionally, and most importantly, how you're going to make money from them. So thank you, Matthew. You can take over. Yeah. Just before Matthew, I mean, just before you show them, I can see PowerBridge um, shared a free tool on the chat. So for those who are saying, I don't have the money to pay, there are free tools that you can use there at replicate.com. You can check the links on the chat and get started ASAP. So once Matthew shows you what to do, you can quickly go and practice those skills on replicate.com and get started. All right, that's it.